Hey YouTube! So this is going to be my product review on the AGPTek wireless digital day and night video monitor. Basically it's our video monitor that we're using to watch Kayla when she's sleeping. I wasn't paid in any way to do this video. I am just giving you my personal opinion of this video monitor because a few people asked me to. Okay, so I bought my monitor off Amazon, and this is what it looks like. This is one of the cameras. It's a Daisy. It's got a clip on the bottom. So this is the camera that goes in the room, and then this is the receiver part, the monitor part. And the version I bought came with two Daisies, and the second one right now is in my daughter's room, and it's pink. So I'm going to start off by giving you a few facts about this monitor. Basically it goes to a range of 16 feet from where you put the monitor to where your child is sleeping, so that's a pretty big range. It comes in a variety of colors. You don't have to get pink and purple. There's like blue and green and yellow and tons of other colors to choose from. You have the option of standing it on like a dresser or something and then having the camera point whichever way it needs to go. Or you can clip it on to like anything that you have hanging on the wall or like a door or something like that and have it just point where your crib is. The stem of the flower is quite flexible and it can move every which way to accommodate the needs of your child's room. There is a built-in nightlight and it's these outside lights here. And if you want to use the nightlight for your child, all you have to do is touch the stem and the lights turn on, and then the same thing to turn it off. You touch the stem and the nightlights turn off. On the inside of the nightlights, there are 8 infrared cameras, and that's to help with nighttime so that it illuminates like infrared and you can see your child even if the room is pitch dark. The screen on the monitor is actually a color screen, and it's a color LCD screen. On the bottom, I'll bring it in close, there are 4 different channels. So you could use up to 4 separate cameras with this one receiver, which is pretty cool because like I said, we have 2 of them. We're about to have 2 children, so all I have to do is push this button here and it will flick between channels between the kids' room, so that's pretty cool. There is also a rechargeable battery. It's just to charge it, you just plug it in and it's always charging. I've never had it die on me yet, but I don't leave it on for long periods of time, so that's probably why. But if you need to charge it, you just plug it in. And then there's also a port here if you want to connect this to your TV or VCR to record what you're seeing, or just to watch it on a bigger screen. So I purchased this video monitor off Amazon, like I said, for the 2 cameras, the 2 Daisy heads, and the receiver. It came to $125 American, which is quite cheap compared to other video monitors out there, so I was a little bit skeptical when I bought it. When I went to do some research on it to do this video, I also came across it under a couple other names, and one that kept popping up was 4UCam, and I'll put that down here, and they also sell that type through Amazon or through their own website, and from the looks of it, it's exactly the same camera, just under a different name. The cheapest I found that version of the camera for was $115 for 1 Daisy and 1 receiver. So the AGPTek is the cheapest version that I found. Again, they look like exactly the same thing. I will post both links to both cameras down below in the description if you want to take a look at them. I have had this camera for about 4 months now, and to be perfectly honest, there are things I really like about the camera and things that I don't necessarily like about the camera. So if you would ask me if I'd recommend this to everybody, I would say no. But in our situation, like our personal situation, it's fabulous. It works well for us. So I'll kind of go over the pros and cons so you know what you're getting into if you're looking into buying this camera. Okay, so the number 1 pro to buying this camera is the price. Like I said, 2 different camera heads to 1 receiver for $125 is really cheap. It's at least half the price of most other comparable monitors out there, so that's the first thing that sold me. I like that you can have up to 4 different cameras with one receiver, so if you had a whole lot of children, you could watch them all with just the one receiver. And I like that it's portable, that it's got a rechargeable battery, so you can take it with you anywhere in the house. I think it's great that the camera itself comes like as a stand or as a clip. And even this, like ours, there's a doorknob on my daughter's wall, so we just kind of coiled that around the doorknob and then pointed this towards the crib, and that worked best for us because that was kind of right above her crib. So lots of different ways to position the camera. And of course, one of the obvious things is it's super cute. It's a little daisy and it comes in tons of different colors, so it's definitely a cute model. I was really impressed by the night vision just with the infrared cameras. It looks almost as clear as when it's completely bright in her room. I'll show a little clip at the end here of what it looks like in the daytime and at nighttime, but nighttime vision is awesome. Okay, and for the cons. Some of these cons are going to be probably a big deal for some people, depending on what needs you're looking at for a video camera. So the first con I have, and probably the biggest con I had that I didn't realize before I bought it, is that you cannot turn off the screen part and just have the audio on. It's got audio so you can, hear them as well. But at nighttime, when you don't want to be looking at the screen because you're sleeping, you can't just turn off the screen and listen to the monitor. So that is obviously a big con because you don't want to burn out your screen by leaving it on all night. So for us, what we do is we use this more as a checking in mechanism. It's just, for me, it's peace of mind. If she's making a funny noise in her crib or I want to see how she's sleeping, I can just flick it on, take a look at what she's doing, and flick it off. But we are still using our regular audio monitors at nighttime because obviously I'm not going to be looking at her at nighttime unless I want to just flick it on. So that's a huge con with this. You cannot turn the screen off just to hear the baby. Although it says online that it's got a great connection or whatever it's called, it does get some interference. If you leave it on for a period of time, you'll see like a ripple effect, kind of like what you see on a TV, go down the screen. Doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. It is not a perfectly clear connection between camera and receiver. And the last con is kind of strange, and I read it on a review on Amazon and I was like, oh, that must just be a one-off, but not true, where we had the same problem. The Nightlight feature of the camera, when you hit the stem of the actual camera, the nightlight's supposed to turn on and turn off, which it does perfectly fine. However, it has a mind of its own. In the middle of the night, some nights, not every night, it will turn on by itself. No one's touching it, it will just turn on. And that's obviously a pain in the butt because it can wake up your child if they are sensitive to light in the middle of the night. So almost sent it back because of that, but I had my husband take a look at it to see if he could just turn off the Nightlight feature, and luckily it was really, really simple to do, he said. So I ended up keeping it because, again, for the price of the monitor and the purpose I wanted it for, just to check in, it was still worth it to keep it and just turn off the Nightlight feature because we weren't using it anyways. So I'll put a little clip of him showing you how to turn that Nightlight feature off in case you buy it and you're interested.
Okay, so looking at the back, you have 2 screws on either side. Okay, you're going to remove those. Okay, there are 2 screws. Okay, and when you look at this, there's a screw here and a screw here, and then it's going to pull straight up. And what you'll notice is there are 2 3-pin connectors. This is the top. The left-hand connector here, the top 2 pins you're going to bend out of the way so that they do not make contact. Okay. So that's it. So when you plug it in, there's only 1 pin on this side and 3 pins on this side. But with that bent out of the way, these lights around the outside will not turn on, but the infrared lights for the night vision will still work.
Alright, so those are the pros and the cons of this video monitor. Like I said, it is not for everyone. It is not a perfect monitor. For us, it works fabulous, and for the price, it was worth it. I will show you a clip now of what it looks like in the daytime. So here's a clip of what it looks like when it's light out. Kayla's light is not on in her room, but it's still pretty bright out because it's the middle of the day. And now I will show you a clip of what the camera looks at nighttime. Okay, here's Kayla at nighttime. So as you can see, it looks pretty much just like daytime. She's about to go to sleep, and she's jumping around in her crib. So as you can see, I don't see a big difference. I think that it's super clear and I can see exactly what my child's doing in the crib. So I personally like the video monitor, but this was my honest review of the pros and the cons of the AGPTek wireless digital day and night video monitor. So thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them as a comment below and I will gladly answer. Thanks again. Bye!